Check out one of my first videos.
The cringe.
Oh, it's so bad.
Jeven and I made some big mistakes on YouTube. We wanted to share our stories so that you don't make those same big mistakes. Hey creator, I'm Corzine, your social media lawyer.
And I'm Blvd, and I'm just another YouTuber.
Today, Jeven and I are going to talk about our epic failures on YouTube so that you can learn from our mistakes. Hey Jev, have you ever had a day where you're making a YouTube video and things were just not going right? Your camera wasn't working, audio problems, wind in the background, people walking around in the background?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that happens most times. I go out to make a video, there's always problems, but yeah, I mean, it's part of being a creator.
Well, I want to hear some of these stories.
Okay, well, I have a story about a drone, but let's do something else to start.
Are you sure? Because I'd like to hear that story.
It's a good one. No, we'll do something else to start.
All right, tell us your first story then.
So I just want to start with, a story about when I got onto the platform, because, what you see on my channel now is not where I started. I didn't start with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I started with 0, like everyone out there. Everyone starts at 0 at some point. And for me, I have a production company, and our niche is fitness. And for me, I was just getting so burned out. You hear about burnout on YouTube, but burnout's a real thing no matter what industry you're in. And for our production company, I was just doing the same thing day after day after day. So even though I didn't really have much time, I was like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. And I started creating my channel just for fun. But after, a few videos, I started realizing like there's a business here. And so I wanted to start building my channel and actually make this more of a business. And I realized that I could use YouTube to shoot the films that I wanted to shoot and actually create content that I cared about rather than waiting on clients or budgets to get approved to shoot videos for these other people. Now, I failed at the beginning because I made about 200 videos and nobody was watching, nobody cared. I had like a few hundred views per video. I mean, think about that, 200 videos in a year. That's almost daily vlogging a lot of times. And it took a toll on my life, it took a toll on my relationships. Like all I was doing was creating videos. But for me, what really got me out of this kind of path of just creating videos for myself was thinking about an audience. And when I was able to actually identify an audience and a target of people that I wanted to create videos for, I was able to actually then go from creating videos that weren't being seen by anyone to making videos that were getting thousands of views, sometimes hundreds of thousands of views, and that's when my channel took off. So the big thing here that I just want you to take away from this is think about who is watching your videos. If you want to make videos for fun, great, go for it. Nobody's probably going to watch them. But if you want to grow a channel on YouTube, you need to think about a target audience. And this is why everyone says niche, that you want to have a targeted idea of what you're creating. You want to have a targeted audience that you're creating for. Once you can identify that, then you can actually start creating videos that will build momentum and help you grow your channel.
Failures are really difficult to deal with on YouTube, I understand, but you can treat it as an opportunity. I like to quote Marie Forleo when she says, either I win or I learn, but I never lose. So Jev, that was an epic fail, no doubt, but tell the audience here about that time you actually left the country because of an epic fail on YouTube.
That I missed the shot. So on my channel, one of the running themes is mountaineering. And if you've seen any of my videos, you'll see it in the background, even of my tutorials. I've built this mountaineering kind of idea into my videos because mountaineering is a big part of my life. Now, it's not something I go do every day, but growing up as a kid, I used to look at Mount Rainier and I always dreamed of climbing it. So one day I pulled the trigger, I went and climbed Mount Rainier, and that set me on this journey of just climbing every year. So every year I meet up with a group of friends. Was 4 of us to begin, and now there's 6 or 7, and we meet up and we climb mountains, and every year we try to tackle a bigger peak. Last year it was Ecuador, before that it was Mexico, but a few years ago I actually was climbing this peak up in Washington. It's not a big mountain, but it's called Forbidden Peak, and it's one of the top 50 climbs in America. It's a beautiful climb, like one of the most incredible places I've ever been on the top of a mountain. So this was towards the beginning of my YouTube channel, and I really wanted to make a film around this climb because it was such a cool thing that I was doing. Now, I brought along with me my GoPro, I brought along with me a DSLR style body, but one of the things that happened was halfway up the mountain, a boulder came loose and was inches from taking me off the mountain to like 1,000 feet below. My buddy on that climb actually grabbed me and pulled me out of the way of the boulder, and it was pretty insane. Like, the boulder hit me, it tore my MCL. I had to do physical therapy for over 6 months to rehab my knee back to health so that I could just do normal things like walking and running again. But on that climb, I was filming everything. But of course, on that one moment where this happened, where the boulder came down, my GoPro stopped working. I thought it was rolling, I thought I had it turned on, and when I got back home and I was looking through the footage, I realized that nothing from that section of the climb is there. I basically have like the beginning when we left camp, and then I have footage on top of the mountain, but everything in the middle is gone. And for me, this taught me to make sure that my gear is working properly before I go do things like this. There's so many situations where you want to make sure that you get the shot, and a lot of times it happens at a split second. So you have to make sure that your camera's working properly, and you have to make sure that you know that your camera's gonna work in the settings that you're going to. So for all you creators out there, just understand your camera, learn the ins and outs of it, and have things like spares, have backups, have extra cards, have extra batteries. Like, just think through everything that could happen, because you don't want to end up missing the shot.
Jeff, you got to tell them about that other time.
Now, this is actually something that's happened more recently, and you'll notice I've been wearing these beads because I got these beads at a yoga retreat that I did in Portugal. Now, let's take this a step back. Before I went to this retreat with my wife in Portugal, I was saying yes to everything that came my way. There's this idea that if you really want to get into something, you really just have to say yes. And if you say the more that you say yes, the more opportunities will come your way. And this is true. However, if you let it take over your life, you end up getting to this point where you have too many things on your plate. So for my channel, as it's been growing, I've been getting more and more opportunities, and I've said yes to a lot of different things, whether it's product reviews or opportunities to travel somewhere or just different things that I was trying to integrate into my channel. I ended up having this laundry list of like a crazy amount of videos that I needed to produce, and I didn't want to do like half of them. And so I was just getting burned out, and you hear this on YouTube a lot, the whole idea of burnout. Well, this happened to me, and it wasn't long ago that I was feeling the complete weight of this list. Like, I'd wake up every morning, I would go into my phone, and I'd see this list of videos I have to make, and I'd end up making none of them, and I'd go hiking or I'd go mountain biking and do something that was completely different than actually making a video. And so my wife wanted to go do a yoga retreat, and this is, I do yoga, but it's not something that I've integrated into my life being like everyday kind of a thing. So I went on this retreat with her, and I decided that when I am there, I'm gonna turn off all social media. I'm not gonna check my YouTube. I'm not gonna check Twitter, Instagram, any of that. I actually deleted all the apps off my phone. And so when I checked my phone, I basically could only see if I had calls or texts. I even deleted my mail. So I didn't check anything for a week. And it was like life-changing. So in that week, I was able to just think. I was able to just do things that I wanted to do and come up with ideas for videos that I wanted to create. And so when I came home, I slowly started integrating more of the social media back in. And what I ended up doing was saying no to almost everything on my list. So I turned away a ton of products. I turned away a ton of opportunities. And it's one of the things that I had to get to that point where I was so burned out that I had to just pull myself away from creating videos to learn to say no. And so moving forward, something that I'm integrating and something that you guys really need to think about for your lives and your channels is saying no. You only have so much time. You only have so many things that you can do. So put your attention into the things that you actually want to do and the things that you care about. And when it comes to your YouTube channel, it's actually going to help you grow because you're going to be more focused on the videos that you actually care about, and your passion will show through rather than just doing all these things that will maybe bring you money or maybe bring you subscribers. You don't want to get down that path of just doing things for views and likes and all of that.
All right, I think that's enough epic failures for today. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I've made some mistakes on YouTube.
Now it's time for us to give to you. I've worked with JEVEN and I've arranged to have a scholarship, 20% off your Creator Film School for anyone watching this video. There's a link in the description below. You click on that link and it takes you straight to your Creator Film School, and people can partake. By the way, I'm a member of his Creator Film School. It is valuable information you need as a YouTube creator, and I'm just so thankful. Thanks for cutting us a deal, 20% off your school.
I mean, it's great. For anyone that wants to be a creator, I've basically created a series of courses that goes through, you know, things that I wish I knew when I was starting out on this journey. So there's a ton of information there. And if you're looking for another video on YouTube failures or how you're gonna fail, I made another video recently all about that. You can click it right here.
We are the failure channel here. We like to talk about epic YouTube failures. I encourage you to watch the video. I did a couple of times. It is a great learning tool for all you upstart YouTubers out there.
Also on my channel, we did a video together that's all about how much money we made on YouTube last year. So go check out those videos.
A lot of money. Jeff, tell them about that other time you had an epic fail.
The drone story. So I was on a sailboat with my wife. I was flying my Phantom 2 back in the days when we had Phantom 2s. And I decided it was a good idea for her to catch the drone when it flew back. And, you know, on a rocky boat, she grabbed it, it flipped over, it hit her, it cut her up, it was a mess. She has never caught my drone since that point. I've never asked her to either. Yeah, don't fly drones off sailboats unless you're super confident. And make sure you're the one who's catching that drone and not your wife.